All right, we should be live now. What is going on, guys? We got a nice 9-game NBA slate to talk about. Hope you guys all had a good night on Sunday. It was a pretty solid core there of Embiid, Paul George, Mike Conley, and then Whitesides. I had one guy I think won $4,000 off of like six, some insane numbers there. So yeah, let's see if we can keep it going for this 9-game slate. And this slate is going to be one of the chalkiest slates of the year, in my opinion. So, just a little game theory, comment. I think if I was a heavy cash game player, if I played a lot of cash games, I would not play cash games tonight. There's no way, because everyone's going to have the same 5 guys. The 3 Bucks guys, Boucher and Victor Oladipo, are going to be in everyone's cash game lineup. They probably should, but you're going to have to. It's basically down to those last 3 guys that whether or not you cash. So this would just be a slate. If I was a heavy cash game player, I would not play any cash games. I'd play all tournaments because the ownership is going to be lower in tournaments. Like those guys are going to be 80, 90, 100% owned in cash games, whereas in GPPs, maybe 50 to 60%. So I just thought I would bring that up. But all right, let's get into it. Let's go over what we know so far. Again, we got Oladipo starting. He's 4.2K. He's going to be one of the top plays of the day for sure. Let's see. All right. There is some of the stuff is for Tuesday, so bear with me here. D Rose ruled out. Svi ruled out. Markieff Morris is playing, so that's probably a few less minutes for Thon Maker, a few less minutes for Christian Wood. The big news is Giannis. He did end up getting ruled out, so the equation has been this year, when Giannis is out, you play Middleton, Bledsoe, and Ersan. That's assuming Ersan starts. I mean, we've seen, I think, every game Giannis has missed that Ersan has started. So if Ersan does end up starting, he's one of the top value plays. Now, there are definitely pivots if you don't want to play Ersan. Like, I don't think Ersan's a must. I don't, because you have Chris Boucher, you have RHJ. Whoever starts there, I guess it's Boucher, but you never know. They could always start RHJ. And then you have a guy like Cheek Diallo who'd be one of the top value plays too if DeAndre Ayton gets ruled out. So there are pivots there at the very, very cheap end. Jimmy Butler currently says questionable. We got to keep an eye on that. Let's see. Serge Ibaka ruled out, right? So this is really surprising because I was pretty high on Ibaka going into it. With him out, it's Boucher and RJ are 2 of the top value plays. Whoever starts is going to be the safer option, in my opinion. I'd assume it's Boucher, but they could start RHJ. Either way, I do like both those guys a lot. And now I like Karl-Anthony Towns a lot as a spend up. I know D'Angelo Russell's playing, but Serge Ibaka was a solid defender. Marc Gasol, really good defender. Chris Boucher and RJ, not so much. So I really like Cat as a spend up. There's a lot of value where you're going to have to make some tough choices in the spend-ups, right? Cat, Jokic, LeBron, AD, Trae Young, Bam and Abai. There's Vucevic. There's a lot of good spend-ups. You're going to have to make some tough choices there. Let's see. Yeah, D'Angelo Russell will make his Wolves debut. I mean, I guess a slight downgrade to Cat, but I still think he's going to be very productive in that matchup against either Boucher or HJ. And that's what we know so far. So let's take a look at some numbers. I might have to refresh this, actually. Let's see. All right, so we got Hawks and Magic sitting at 221. The Magic are 8.5-point favorites. Atlanta last night, it was a double overtime game, and it's a back-to-back on the road. So again, there is a little bit of blow rest there for sure. Nets Pacers sitting at 218.5. The Pacers are 7-point favorites. Hornets Pistons 206.5. The Pistons are 4-point favorites. Minnesota and Toronto staying at 233. Raptors are 8.5-point favorites. Kings and Bucks staying at 230. The Bucks are 11-point favorites. Jazz Mavs 218 with the Jazz favored by 1.5. Spurs Nuggets 216. Denver favored by 7.5. And the late night hammer, or 2 late night hammer here's Miami Golden State sitting at 218. Miami favored by 5.5. And the Suns Lakers sitting at 229. The Lakers are 12-point favorites. So let's jump into it. We'll go team by team here. First, we'll start with Brooklyn. So no Kyrie Irving. The only 2 guys I have interest in are Dinwiddie and LeVert. But they're more GPP options. Again, the 5 guys I've already talked about. The 3 Bucks guys, Ersan, Middleton, Bledsoe, Chris Boucher, Victor Oladipo. I think that's probably how you start your cash game lineup. And plugging all those guys in, you have a lot of money to go around. So it makes it a little bit tricky to get to these Brooklyn guys for cash. So Dinwiddie, LeVert are fine, but only GPP options. LeVert's price is coming up. I still think he's in play as a contrarian option just because he's flash upside, but definitely can't recommend either of these guys for cash games. Everyone else, there's no way I'm getting to anyone here. With all the value that's opened up, there's absolutely no chance I'm taking a shot at any of these guys. On the Pacers side, another one that's pretty simple for me. Victor Oladipo going to be one of the most popular plays. I don't think he's a must play because there's a lot of good value. But I think he still stands out as one of the better plays at this price. We probably get around 30 minutes from him. He has yet to have a big breakout game. This is a good matchup. He's been shooting the ball a ton, just hasn't really been making the shots. You gotta like Oladipo here. He's one of the best plays at his salary. I think you start your cash game lineup with him in there. Again, those 5 guys I've talked about. I'll go over it more, but really like Oladipo. I think Sabonis is in play as a contrarian spend up option. I probably prefer some other spend ups, but Sabonis is fine. Brogdon, Warren, Lamb, don't really see myself getting to them, or Miles Turner really. So kind of Oladipo for me. Don't mind Sabonis as a contrarian spend up, but that basically wraps up for the Pacers. Move on to Atlanta. So Atlanta, I'm a little bit worried here. Double overtime game, back to back. Orlando's a pretty solid defensive team, so there is some worry that this game could turn into a blowout. Trae Young is definitely in play though as a spend up. Again, he's matchup proof. We've seen these huge numbers. Now again, that was a double overtime game, but still, he is just putting up massive numbers. The assists are there. The shot attempts are there. So he's certainly in play as a spend up here. I think he's a little bit more contrarian though. But I do have interest in Trae Young there. John Collins, not for me at 8.5. I don't see myself getting to Herter, Jeff Teague. Now, Dwayne Dedmon did get some decent run, played 33 minutes the last game, so he's okay, but I can't play him right now over Boucher or Ersan if he starts. I like those value guys more. I would like Cheek Diallo a lot if Ayton doesn't play, but that's the last game of the night, so probably not going to get that news. Potentially Harry Giles is a value play, so Dedmon, I don't think I can get to him either. And that's really it for Atlanta. I guess it's really Trae Young, and that's it. It's a spend up. On the Orlando side, another one will be pretty simple for me. It's Vucevic and Aaron Gordon. That's it. I'm not going to Fultz or Fournier or Ross or MCW, any of these other guys. No. Vucevic at 8.9 is someone I am considering as one of my spend ups. It's just one of the better matchups. The really concern is this game could blow out. There's a chance for sure. But Vucevic, definitely someone I'm considering. Again, you're going to have to make some tough calls with the spend up stakes. There's a lot of the guys that are in pretty solid spots, but I do have a good amount of interest in Vucevic. Also, don't mind Aaron Gordon. He was the thumbnail of my video. Right now, I'm not getting to him just because of the way roster construction works. Again, those $3, Boucher, Oladipo, I'm starting my lineups with. So, Aaron Gordon's a guy that it just doesn't really work out roster construction-wise, but I still have interest. I think he's more just a contrarian option, though. And that's really it. Vucevic, Aaron Gordon, I do like for GPPs. Both their upsides are pretty high in the spots. I don't see myself getting to anyone else, though. Charlotte, Detroit, another game that'll be pretty quick, to be honest. I think I only play these guys as part of a game stack. I think I only go to Graham or Rozier. I mean, I guess Bridges and PJ Washington are okay, too, but there's just too much good value on the slate right now. So, doesn't make sense for me to get to any of these guys for cash games for sure. No way. But for GPPs, those 4 guys, Washington, Bridges, Rozier, and Graham are viable. If you want to run a game stack, I don't think that's the worst idea. Now, it is a 204 over-under, so it's going to be played at a pretty slow pace. But, again, if you want to run like Christian Wood and Reggie Jackson and want to run it back with one of these Charlotte guys, don't hate that. But definitely can't get to any of these guys for cash games. There's no way. On the Detroit side, I think you can play Christian Wood in cash, 7.2. He's played 35 and 37 minutes, so he's basically in the Drummond minutes. And Charlotte is a team we want to target bigs against. So Christian Wood is a spend up I'm considering for sure. I think he is cash viable. Now the concern is Markieff Morris is back. Maybe that limits his minutes a little bit. I think it's going to more affect Thon Maker's minutes than Christian Wood, but maybe Christian Wood's minutes go down to 32 or so, which would hurt his upside. We don't know. That's just my best guess with Markieff in there. I don't think Thon Maker's going to be out of the rotation. I don't think John Henson's going to be out of the rotation. So with Markieff in there, that's another body. I'd assume Christian Wood's minutes go down a little bit, but I still have interest there at that price. Reggie Jackson, I don't mind for GPP, 6.6. him and Christian Wood have been the main catalysts here. 48, 36, 30 fantasy points the last 3 games. So I'm fine with him, but only a GPP option, and that's it. I don't see myself getting to Brown or Maker. Markieff Morris, I mean, earlier on I could see it, but there's just too much value right now for me to get to him. So that's basically it for the, I was going to check Fantasy Labs, but my phone is frozen, so that's cool. Let's just refresh it on here, see if we got any more news. I don't want to miss anything when I'm going through the games. Marvin Williams available to make Bucks debut, but unlikely to play. Okay, I would say that would slightly worry me, I guess, with Ursan's minutes, but looks like he's not going to play. Yeah, I think that's it. Again, Markieff Morris was a value guy I would consider earlier in the day, but not now. So I'm on to Minnesota, Toronto. So big news is D'Angelo Russell. He's available to play. I think he's more contrarian, though, at 8.7. It is his first game for the team, so he's probably going to want to put on a good performance, but don't think I can prioritize him over some other spin-ups. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns is the guy that I do like a good amount at this price. I know 10.5K feels a lot, and I didn't really like him earlier in the day when I made last night, but with no Ibaka, again, Marc Gasol, really solid defender, even though he's old, but he's good defensively. Ibaka, a pretty solid defender. Chris Boucher and RHJ, not so much. If they try to match up it's like a 6'8 RHJ against Towns, he should be able to feast. Boucher, good offensively, not so much defensively. So I do have a good amount of interest in Towns here as a spend up. Definitely one of my favorite plays as far as the top guys go. Everyone else, though, with D'Angelo Russell playing, are kind of out of play for me. Like McLaughlin and Beasley would be guys I would look to if D'Lo it was out D'Lo playing. Don't see myself getting to either of them. Hernan Gomez, I could see it. He's been starting he started at the 4 last game, played 27 minutes, but I think I like the other value a little bit more. Now, Hernan Gomez is going to be really low owned. So if you want to pivot off a high owned Ursan, if you want to pivot off a high owned Boucher or RHJ or Cheek Diallo if Ayton misses, I don't hate that idea, but can't go there for cash, I don't think. I just like those other value guys a little bit more. On the Toronto side, so the big news obviously is no Ibaka. That was kind of surprising. We still have no Marc Gasol, no Ibaka, so they're pretty thin up front. Boucher, got to be one of the top plays of the day, 3.4. Assuming he starts, if he comes out the bench, I would still like him, just not as much. But whoever starts at the 5, whether Boucher or RHJ, you got to like either of those guys. Now, I think both are definitely playable. You can 100% play both of these guys together if you want to. I don't think Boucher is going to come out and play 35 minutes. I don't think RHJ is going to play 35 minutes. I think they split it somewhat evenly. If I had to guess, I would think if Boucher starts, I think he would get high 20s minutes, and then RHJ gets the rest. So maybe 28 for Boucher, 20 for RHJ if Boucher starts. Either way, love both those guys. Whoever starts would be probably the preferred option, but Boucher is the better point per minute guy. So really like Boucher. I like RHJ too. I think you can play both those guys together if you want to. Other options here, OG at 3.9 is just, I don't think we have to do it. He's very up and down. He can have upside games, but I would much prefer one of those bigs. Siakam, maybe they can run him at the 5. I don't think so against Towns, but you never know. So I guess he gets a slight boost. Fred VanVleet, I would really like to Lowry miss, but Lowry's playing, so those guys are all secondary options for me. But it is a really, really good matchup against Minnesota, so I could see getting to one of these 3 guys, whether it be Siakam, Fred VanVleet, or Lowry. But yeah, the main priorities here for me are Boucher, RHJ, whoever starts. I'd assume it's Boucher. If we move on to Sacramento, Milwaukee. On the Sacramento side, so the big question mark for me is what do I do with Harry Giles' minutes? He had been starting with all his bigs out. Had only played 17, 13, 14 minutes. I think got 28 that last game. Now, good point that he got the full fourth quarter run, which he normally didn't get, and that game was a blowout. So I think that had to do with some of it. I think if this game stays close, maybe he only gets his normal 15 to 18 minutes. And it's a little bit hard to prioritize him when you have Boucher, when you have Ursan, RHJ, possibly Cheek Diallo if Ayton misses, right? So makes it a little bit tricky for me to try to get to Giles over those guys. Now, I think Giles is still viable, and if he gets 28 minutes, I would like him a good amount. I don't think we can project those 28 minutes again from him. Everyone else here, like Bielitsa at 6K, will get a lot of the backup 5 run. If you're a guy that's, going to play 3 of those Milwaukee guys and you want to run it back with one of the Sacramento guys, I think Bielitsa is a solid guy to run it back with. I don't think I would go Barnes. Like Bogdan and Buddy Hield have upside, but their minutes are up and down as well. Like you could run it back with one of these guys. I don't really think one really stands out, but I'm okay. If you're going heavy Milwaukee to run it back with one of the Sacramento guys, I don't think you have to do it, but I think Bielitsa would probably be my preferred guy to run it back with. But Fox too, I think he has the most upside of anyone. Now his minutes were down the last game, only 26, but normally he's a guy that gets over 30. So yeah, you could always run it back with Fox and play Bledsoe, Middleton, Ersan. Don't hate that. But that basically wraps up for Sacramento. So let's talk about Milwaukee here. The chalk plays Middleton, Bledsoe, Ersan. That's assuming Ersan starts. Again, he started the last however many games Giannis has missed. So really like all 3 of those guys. They are my core plays for sure. That's been the equation this year. I'm not getting away from that with Ersan out. Love all 3 of those guys. There is still a slight chance this game could blow out, but Middleton, Bledsoe, Ersan are my priorities on this slate. And again, that's assuming Ersan starts. Other options, Brook Lopez, 5.3 is okay, but that price seems about right. I don't see myself getting to Wes Matthews or Connaughton really. DiVincenzo, maybe at 4.1, but how many bucks do you really want to play, right? And there's just I don't think you have to go with any of these other guys. So Middleton, Bledsoe, Ersan, love them. I think you play all 3 for cash games if you're playing cash games. Again, that's assuming Ersan starts, but that's the way I would go about it for cash games for sure. Utah, Dallas. On the Utah side, my favorite play, once again, Mike Conley at 5.5. I don't think that many people are going to play him today. He's got 30, 34, 31, 34 minutes. So the minutes are there. The shot attempts are there. He didn't even close that last game because Jordan Clarkson just had the best shooting night. Clarkson, 12 of 19, 42 fantasy points, 30 real life points. So I think Conley could have got a few extra minutes. I love Conley at that price. I don't think a lot of people are going to play him, but I still have a lot of interest there. The concern is it is a back-to-back, so maybe they limit his minutes because he's been so injury-prone, but I do like his upside a good amount. A guy like Gobert, I can't prioritize in this slate. Donovan Mitchell, I'll pass at 7.4. I mean, the price is okay, but again, I don't see myself getting into him in cash. So really my favorite play here is Conley. I don't think a lot of people will be on him, but I like him a good amount there at that price. On the Dallas side, another one that will be pretty fast. No Luka Doncic. Love Porzingis at this price. I think he's going to go super low owned. So maybe not a cash game play because of the matchup, but man, I love his upside. Still tilting about the game on Friday where he got in foul trouble, only played 21 minutes because he was crushing it when he was out there, had 30 fantasy points. You got to think if he gets his 36 minutes, he probably gets close to 60 fantasy points. So at 8.4, the upside is through the roof with no Luka. I really like him as a play for GPPs. Maybe not so much for cash, but his upside is going to be really high, and I don't think his ownership is going to be that high either. So I do like Porzingis a lot there at that price. Everyone else, there's absolutely no way I'm going to Brunson, Curry, THJ, DFS. When they're fully healthy, it's just how can you trust Rick Carlisle in those rotations? So it's Porzingis, and that's it. And I do like Porzingis a good amount. I don't think a lot of people play him tonight. Last 3 games here, San Antonio. No interest here. Absolutely not. DeRozan, Aldridge, if you want to take a shot as a contrarian, low-owned play, fine. But no way get to those guys. I'm not getting into any of the guards either. There's much better value. The one guy that is sneaky, I guess, I think there's an outside chance maybe they start Jakob Poeltl at the 5 to guard Jokic. Maybe. If that's the case, he could be a really low-owned, cheap option. But that's really it for me. I don't have any interest in the San Antonio guys. So really quick there on the Denver side, I do have a good amount of interest in Jokic at 10.2. He's just been crushing it, getting big minutes. Even with Millsap back, still got 34 minutes the last game. Now, his usage will go down a little bit with Jamal Murray in, because Jamal Murray is a guy that's going to shoot the ball a lot. But I still think Jokic should get you there at the price. It's a really tough call if you're going to make me choose between Jokic and Karl-Anthony Towns. I think right now, Jokic should be higher owned, so I might pivot to Karl-Anthony Towns. Again, the reason I like Towns a lot today, even with D'Lo playing, is just because the matchup against either Boucher or RHJ. That's a really, really good spot for Cat. So close call there if you're going to make me pick between the two. I think I would give the edge to Cat just because Jokic, I think, is to be higher owned. But I do like both those guys a lot as spend ups. Jamal Murray at 7K, I'm fine with for sure. 43, 35 fantasy points. It just makes it a little bit tricky with roster construction, but his upside is pretty high as well. So I think that's really it, though. I don't see myself getting to Morris, McRae, Millsap, Jeremy Grant. There's too many good value plays for me to get to him now. So yeah, it's Jokic, definitely my favorite play, and I do like Jamal Murray too, but it makes it a little bit tricky for me to get to Jamal Murray, just with the way roster construction works today. Miami, Golden State. So the big news here is Jimmy Butler. He is questionable. If he can't go, guys like Nunn and Dragic are going to have to do more offensively. Now, Kendrick Nunn was a huge letdown to me. Shot the ball absolutely terrible. 4 of 18, only had 15 fancy points, whereas Dragic went off. I think these are two guys who can definitely consider, if Jimmy Butler's going to miss. I think one of those two guys will have a pretty good night against Golden State. As far as the wings go, I don't see myself getting Duncan Robinson or Derek Jones Jr., Jay Crowder, and Andre Iguodala playing. Jay Crowder was pretty solid, played 35 minutes the last game, so he's a value guy that definitely is in play. I don't know if we can expect that level of production again, but yeah, I think Jay Crowder is solid there at that price. Iguodala, not so much with so much good value there. Played 23 minutes, but don't really know if I get to him. And then Bam Adebayo. He is also one of the spend-ups I'm very much considering, especially if Jimmy Butler can't go. I would like him a good amount there. So, yeah, like I said, you're going to have to make some tough calls for sure in the spend-ups, but I think that's really it. Again, I like Bam a lot, especially if Jimmy can't go. If Jimmy plays, he's going to be super, super low. No one's going to play him, so I guess you could always take a shot there. But again, if Jimmy misses, it's Nunn, Dragic. I think I would, maybe try to get one of those guys in there. I think one of them has a pretty solid game. Nunn was absolutely terrible, whereas Dragic went off last game. The wings, not so much. Jay Crowder is the one wing I would take a shot on here, 4.5. He played really well, 35 minutes. Again, kind of an outlier game, though, because Jay Crowder normally not a very high-usage guy, but I think he is in play. And that's really it for Miami. On the Golden State side, so they're going to be pretty thin once again. Wiggins, more of a contrarian, spend up at 7.8. Can't really prioritize him for cash games. Neither can I with Draymond Green or Marquise Chris. Like value guys I was considering early in the day, like a guy like Kai Bowman at 4.2, played 29 minutes, had 26 fantasy points. Even a guy like Jordan Poole got some decent run, but it just makes it hard with all the really good value opening up. So maybe I think these Golden State value guys, Bowman, Poole, would be guys I would look to on the late slate. I don't think I'd get there on the main slate. But yeah, that's really it for Golden State. Not a whole lot I like. Again, I think like Bowman, Poole, those would be guys I would look to on the late slate as far as value goes. Like Pascal, even I don't mind. But yeah, Wiggins, contrarian spend up. That's it. Like I can't get to him for cash games. Last game here, Phoenix and the Lakers. So the big question mark is DeAndre Ayton, right? He is questionable. If he can't go, Diallo would be my favorite value play of the day. Now it sucks because this is a late game and we're probably not going to get this news until way later, but they don't have any other bigs they can play. Like I heard Tariq Owens, I don't even know if he's going to be available to play. So, yeah, other than that, they don't have any other bigs, right? Like I don't see them running Kelly Oubre at the 5 or Cameron Johnson at the 5 against JaVale McGee and Anthony Davis. So if DeAndre Ayton gets ruled out, Diallo is one of the best value plays. He's a good point per minute guy. So an interesting way to go about it today is if you want to differentiate yourself, maybe fade one of the two really chalky value plays, right? Ersan and Boucher are going to be the absolute chalk as far as like the really cheap guys. So maybe you fade Ersan and go Diallo and just bank on the fact that Ayton gets ruled out. I think that's I don't mind taking that shot. Now, if Ayton plays, you're kind of screwed, but you could always take that shot and maybe Ayton gets ruled out 30 minutes before lock, and then you have a really low on Diallo who should crush. I'd assume he would play big minutes. So, yeah, I would really like Diallo. Would be one of my favorite value plays if Ayton misses. The bad thing is the late night hammer. We're probably not going to get this news until way later. And, Boucher and Ersan, they're in earlier games, right? Let's see, where is it? Boucher's at the 6:30 game. Ersan's a 7 game. So, those guys will probably already be locked into your lineups. And then, again, that's why I think Diallo will be really, really low owned if Ayton is out. Let me refresh Fantasy Labs one more time so we get any more news. I don't want to miss anything. Let's see. Holmes out, Parker out, Dinwiddie, Levert, Harris. Yep, we knew that. Okay, nothing else. So yeah, If DeAndre Ayton plays, wouldn't have a whole lot of interest there. But if DeAndre Ayton misses, I think Devin Booker makes a really solid spend up. I don't think a lot of people will be on him, but yeah, I think he would be, he would have to do a whole lot offensively. Ayton has been playing really well, and they've kind of been going back and forth with the big games. But if Ayton is out, Booker's going to have to do a whole lot offensively. So I would really like Devin Booker if DeAndre Ayton can't go. Would be one of my favorite spend ups there at 8K. Oubre wouldn't mind either, but I would much prefer getting to Booker for an extra $700 more. Ricky Rubio don't mind either, 5.6. I think he's an okay mid-tier play. Again, if Ayton gets ruled out, that's a lot of usage to go around. I don't really see myself getting to Bridges or Cam Johnson. Again, my priority would be Cheek Diallo if Ayton gets ruled out, and then Devin Booker for sure. Those would be, if I was going to play two Suns, if Ayton gets ruled out, it'd be Diallo and Booker, 100%. But yeah, that's basically it for Phoenix. So let's talk about the Lakers. This spread is, where is it? It's a 12-point spread, so there is a decent chance this game could blow out, especially if DeAndre Ayton can't go. I think that would increase the blowout risk. So the big question is, do you want to take the shot on one of these guys? I think LeBron or AD, or even both, could definitely get you there at their prices. It's just, there is a real chance the game could blow out, especially if Ayton can't go. So it makes it a little bit tricky for me to, if I was going to, try to play LeBron or AD for cash, just because, the blowout is real in this one. But both their upsides are enormous, and if Phoenix can keep it close, I think one or even both could crush tonight. So I do have interest in both those guys, but it makes it a little bit tricky for me to get to them in cash games. Don't see myself getting to Kuzma or Dwight or any of these value. Like, a guy like Rondo or McGee, you can consider these guys for the late slate, but no way for the main slate. So it's LeBron, it's AD, and that's about it for me on the Lakers side. All right, so let's go over the core today. I'll give you guys 5 plays because it's going to be the 5 chalkiest plays of the day. So this is assuming Ersan is starting. I'm playing. Let's go to Milwaukee. Bledsoe. Again, you guys know the drill by now. Middleton, Ersan Ilyasova. This is assuming Boucher starts. Boucher at 3.4, and then Victor Oladipo at his price is too cheap. So, yeah, if I was playing cash games, I think I start my lineup with that. Then you got 8.1K remaining. So then you're going to have to make the tough calls on the spend ups, right? There's a lot of good spend ups from here. Right, so we can go to Trae Young. We can go to Vucevic. Even Christian Wood. Karl Anthony Towns, one of those Toronto guys, like Lowry, Fred VanVleet, or Pascal Siakam. You could run it back like Fox if you want to, since you have 3 Milwaukee guys. Utah side, not a whole lot I like his spend-ups. I think Mike Conley's my favorite play there. On the Dallas side, Porzingis. I don't think he's going to be that high owned, but I like his upside a good amount. San Antonio, not really anyone I'm interested there. Denver side, Jokic, I like as a spend-up. Miami, kind of dependent on Jimmy News if he can't go. Bam and Adebayo. Golden State, not a whole lot I'm super interested in there. Phoenix side, depends on DeAndre Ayton's status, right? If he can't go, I would really like Booker, and then Cheek Diallo become one of the best value plays. Like, it's all about, do you want to take a shot on fading Middleton or Boucher? If I was going to fade one of these guys, or Ersan or Boucher, if I was going to fade one of these two guys, I think it would be Ersan, just because his minutes when he started the last few games with Giannis out, has only played about 20 or so. So if you're going to take the shot and fade Ersan and hope DeAndre Ayton gets ruled out, I don't think that's a bad idea, because if Ayton gets ruled out, Diallo would be one of the best value plays of the day. So you could always do that and just bank on the fact that Ayton gets ruled out. Now, that's much riskier, but yeah, I don't hate that either. So I think that basically does it. Let's refresh Fantasy Labs one more time, then I can get to questions here. Jackson, Brown, Snell, Woodmaker. Okay, so still starting Thonmaker. All right, let's get to questions here. We got about 15 minutes to lock. Again, if you guys enjoy this content, would really appreciate if you could take 2 seconds out of your day, hit that like button. It really helps me out to keep putting out this free content for you guys. Let's see, Porzingis or Bam. That's a really, really tough call. I think if I'm playing cash games, it's Bam, but Porzingis is going to be a lot lower owned. Again, Pacers D was a beast on their home court all season, and now the team's pretty healthy. Scares me off something that's their price point. AD or Middleton. I'll take Middleton for his price right now. Porzingis, let's see. Best guard under 6.5K. Let's see. Guard 6.5. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot I'm super excited about here in this range, to be honest. I think it would be Dragic if Jimmy Butler misses, but if Jimmy Butler plays, I would not play Dragic or none, and I don't really like these three guys either, and like even anyone down below. Like it would be Dragic for me if Jimmy Butler misses, but other than that, I would spend all the way down to like Conley or Rubio. Um, Levert, Murray, Towns. Let's see, Jackson and Towns or Murray and Jokic. We're talking about Reggie Jackson, right? Again, that's a tough one for me. I'll go Reggie and Towns, but it's really close, just because Murray and Jokic, a little bit of negative correlation there. I have 8K left for one guard spot, Wiggins or Fox. I would go Fox over Wiggins personally. Graham, Levert, Murray, Brogdon. Probably Jamal Murray there. I'll put these guys in order from favorite to least favorite. Porzingis, Adebayo, Collins, Wood. So definitely my least favorite there is John Collins. Other than that, I mean, it depends on cash games, right? For GPPs, I think it's Porzingis 1 just because he's gonna be super low owned, and then probably Bam 2, Wood 3, Collins 4. For cash games, probably Bam 1, Wood 2, Porzingis 3, Collins 4. Young, Oladipo, Middleton, Boucher, Jackson, Hernan Gomez, and Ilyasova. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I guess Hernan Gomez is okay, but let's see. That's fine. Giles and plays a punt. He is. I just, he could play 15 minutes. He could play 28. I think he played those high minutes because of the blowout, but you never know. I think the safer cheap plays right now as it stands are Ursan and Boucher. Don't forget about RHJ too, guys. Like he has upside as well. Thoughts on Murray, Levert, Towns, or Jackson, Levert, Towns? So it's Murray or Jackson. Close one, but I think I like the upside a little bit more with Jamal Murray. Jokic had some big games in the playoffs with the Spurs roster. Yeah, I mean, I like Jokic a lot as a spend up. Booker, Gordon, or Bam and Dragic. Again, that's kind of tough to answer with Jimmy Butler news up in the air. If Jimmy Butler misses, and then again, we have Aiden status up in the air, so it's a tough question to answer right now. I'll go with Booker and Gordon, but kind of dependent on news. GPP line: Bledsoe, Booker, Middleton, Ursan, Boucher, Lowry, Porzingis, Bruce Brown. Don't mind that. Bruce Brown, not a guy I'm super excited about. He's going to be super low owned. How high are you in Conley back to back? I like him. I haven't seen any news about him being limited. So Conley I do like. We'll see. If there is news that he's going to be limited, I wouldn't go there, but I haven't seen anything yet. 8.8K for utility. Again, kind of dependent on if you're playing cash or GPPs. I think cash games, it's Bam and Adebayo. GPPs, it's Porzingis for me. Do you like Dinwiddie? Shoot. Do you like Dinwiddie pivot over Bledsoe? I wouldn't do it for cash. I don't even think I would do it for GPPs, to be honest. Conley, Oladipo, Ross, AD, Siakam, Beasley, Crowder, Booker, my primary GPP thoughts. Let's see. So you have no Bucks? That's a bold strategy. Really bold strategy. I don't think I would play that. I think I would try to get at least one of those Milwaukee guys in there. Favorite play under 5,100 for utility. Let's see. 5,100 utility. Yeah, again, there's really not a whole lot I like in this range. I'm not going to Barnes or Turner, or Damian Lee, or Pascal. I don't think I get it to Bogdanovich or DeAndre Jordan, really. Bruce Brown, 5, maybe. You'll probably still get some decent run, but I still don't really like that. I'm not going to Derek Jones Jr., I'm not going to McRae or Kuzma or Terrence Davis or Lowry back. I mean, yeah, I guess, I don't know. There's really not a whole lot I like. I guess the answer is Bruce Brown, but I don't feel confident in any of those guys. What do you think of Mitchell? Do you like Conley or Mitchell more? I like Conley more for his price. Mitchell's okay, but I would just take the savings on Conley. Oubre in play, he is, especially if Ayton misses. I would prefer Devin Booker. But if you want to run a game stack like Booker, Oubre, run it back like LeBron, AD, and Cheek Diallo, right? Like that's definitely a viable GPP stack if DeAndre Ayton gets ruled out. You could play, Booker, Oubre, Diallo, and then run it back with like LeBron or AD. Could you get LeBron too? I guess you could 3.4K and then go, all those value plays like Boucher, Ursan. Like you can make that lineup. I don't hate that for GPPs at all. Again, that's assuming DeAndre Ayton gets ruled out. Booker, Siakam, or Wiggins, Bam if Butler's out. If Butler's out, I think I still go Booker, Siakam there. I'm not super high on Wiggins. John Collins, not for me. I like other spin ups more. Back-to-back, played 50 minutes last game. Tougher spot against Orlando. I'll pass. LeVert or Murray, DK. I'll go Murray. It's close. Hey, DK, I'm at work meeting, but I'm watching with my volume off. Who is your core today? Oh, so core is the 3 Milwaukee guys, Bledsoe, Middleton, Ersan, and then Chris Boucher and Victor Oladipo. Jackson, Oladipo, Middleton, Porzingis, Wood, Conley, Boucher, Bledsoe, good for cash. Yeah, I think that's fine. Porzingis is a little bit risky for cash games, but I love his upside. If Oubre isn't what small forward other than Chris Middleton, I mean, you can get to LeBron at the top. Aaron Gordon, I like at 6.4. I mean, he was the guy I was really high on early in the day. It just makes it a little bit tricky for me to get to him now. Yeah, probably LeBron at the top or Aaron Gordon. Rondo, good GPP play with possible blow and Aiden missing. I think I only go there in the late slate. I don't even think you have to take a shot for the main slate. Cat, Dragic, or LeBron, Conley. Cat, Dragic if Butler's out. Top 3 guards outside of Bledsoe and Depot. Let's see. I mean, I like Trae Young at the top, but the back-to-back does worry me. Devin Booker would be one of my favorite plays if Aiden can't go. The worry is, there's some blow rest there. If we're talking more about in the mid-range, obviously, again, Bledsoe, Middleton. I think Reggie Jackson's pretty solid. Dragic if Jimmy Butler can't go. I like Mike Conley a decent amount there at his price. So again, kind of tough one to answer with a lot of stuff up in the air. Is Boucher starting? I haven't seen that yet. Let's see. We'll start Russell, Beasley, Koji, Hernan, Gomez, Towns. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I mean, it's going to be Boucher or RHJ. So even if RHJ starts, I still think Boucher is viable play. Bledsoe, Oladipo, Middleton, Ersan, Vooch, Murray, Wood, Washington. Yeah, that's good with me. Dinwiddie in guard. I'm okay with Dinwiddie. Not necessarily the best spot, but yeah, like Dinwiddie and LeVert are okay. More contrarian options though for me. Like I don't think they're my priority spend ups. Okay, thank you. Shoot. This is moving really fast. Sorry, guys. LeVert or Oladipo on FanDuel. LeVert 56, Oladipo 53. On FanDuel, I think I go LeVert there. That's a close one, but I would go LeVert on FanDuel. Trae Young, John Collins together. I mean, I think I only do that as part of a game stack. The real concern is the blowout risk. But you could run Trae Young, John Collins, run it back like Vucevic, Aaron Gordon. That's viable. I would not play both those guys together for cash games. Booker, Dinwiddie, I like the upside more with Booker, especially if DeAndre Ayton can't go. Again, a tough question to answer, though, because if Ayton plays, then it's a really close call with Booker or Dinwiddie. So, again, kind of tough one to answer there. Porzingis or Siakam, I just really like the upside in Porzingis. I don't have him in my lineup currently. It's something I might pivot to. Like, I currently have Bam in, but I have 300 remaining. So it's one of those situations where, the Dallas game is at 7:30. So I think I might pivot off Bam to Porzingis. I don't think Porzingis can be that high owned. Now again, if I was playing cash games, I think Bam is the cash game play, but I really like the upside in Porzingis. So yeah, right now I currently have Bam in, but I might switch it to Porzingis. Thoughts on Unicorn? Yeah, like I said, I really like Porzingis. I don't think anyone's going to play him. The matchup is tough, and that's why I don't think he's a cash game play, but I really like his upside. Crowder 4.2, I think Crowder's pretty solid play. I don't think he has that repeat performance, but he's a viable punter option. Conley or Fournier, I'd go Conley there. Jackson, Towns, or Jokic, Murray. Again, I think I'll go Jackson, Towns there. Towns in a good spot with it, but yeah, exactly. With Ibaka and Gasol out, that's why I really like Towns. I wasn't super high on him yesterday when I made the video, but he's going to be matched up against either Boucher or RHJ. So I really like Towns. D'Angelo Russell playing, maybe a slight downgrade to his usage, but yeah, I do like Towns a good amount. Fred VanVleet or Lowry GPP. That's a really tough one. They're priced about the same. Give me Lowry because I think he goes lower owned coming back from the injury. Fading Middleton for LeVert. I wouldn't do it, but I mean that's not out of the realm of possibilities that maybe the Bucks blow him out and LeVert has a really solid game again. But yeah, cash games, no way. Middleton over LeVert. 8K or under best guard. 8K or under. Let's see. Booker. I mean, yeah, I think it said it's Booker or Dinwiddie. But if Ayton gets ruled out, it's definitely Devin Booker for me. Oubre, yeah, Oubre's viable, especially if Ayton gets ruled out. Lowry, Jokic, Murray, solid, right? Using it for cash. Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. Isn't Porzingis chalky? I don't think so. I don't use any ownership projections or anything. I just go off of my thinking, I guess. I don't think Porzingis is going to be high owned against the Jazz. I don't. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to be that high owned. Middleton's a lock, like a lock for 45 plus. We've seen Towns bust in these. Yeah, I mean, he has, for sure. Towns is busted in good spots, and I get it. You don't have to go there, right? I think Jokic is going to be more popular, so go Jokic if you don't want to play Towns. I think both those guys are really similar. I just think Towns is going to be lower owned, and I'm going for GPPs more, with my lineup. So that's why I'm going Towns, and that's why I might go Porzingis over Bam and Adebayo. Now, like I said, I really like Bam, I really like Jokic, but I think they're going to be more popular than Towns and Porzingis. More than Bam. No, I think Bam will be more popular than Porzingis. I think so. I could be wrong, but pick one: RJ, Boucher, Ersan, Boucher. Bledsoe, Oladipo, Rubio, Middleton, Ersan, Porzingis, Boucher, Davis. We're talking about Terrence Davis, right? So with Lowry back, I mean, he's still got some decent run. So I guess Anthony Davis maybe? Wait, I got to look at that lineup. So you have... I can't do the math. I'd assume that's actually Anthony Davis. Yeah, that's good with me. Guard under 8K. I already went over that. What do you think of Fultz DK? Not for me. I would much prefer getting to Aaron Gordon at a similar price or just Vucevic at the top. What about Vooch? He should smash. Yeah, I mean, I like Vooch too a lot. I think Vucevic is going to be a guy that's going to be pretty high owned. That's my best guess, but we'll see. I do like Vooch a good amount as well. Again, like I said, you're going to have to make tough calls with your spend ups. There's a lot of different ways you can go. Vucevic, Christian Wood, Towns, one of those Toronto guys. De'Aaron Fox is okay. Porzingis, Jokic, Bam Adebayo, Booker if Ayton misses, LeBron, AD. So go with your gut on those spend ups for sure. If the volume is off, you didn't hear that. Oh shit. Well, good call. I put it on my screen, so LeVert or Murray. Again, I think I go Jamal Murray, but it's close there. Butler 7,900 against Golden State if he's active. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be super, super low owned so if he plays. So I don't hate the idea of going there. Thoughts on Lowry? I think Lowry's pretty solid. Those Toronto guys seem pretty safe in a really good matchup. No Ibaka, that's more usage around. He's 7.3K. I think Lowry's a pretty safe play. Murray, Lowry, LeVert, Brogdon, choose two. I think I go Lowry and Murray there. I'm taking the risk on Diallo. Like I said, that is certainly viable. And if Ayton gets ruled out, Diallo's going to be one of the best, if not the best, value play, in my opinion. So, yeah, top picks for FanDuel. Unfortunately, I don't have time to go over that. Sorry. Jokic and Porzingis together for GPP. Definitely. Beasley starting lineup. Any interest switching off Chalk, Victor? That's a good point. My kind of concern with that is D'Angelo Russell is now in lineup. So D'Angelo Russell and Cat are going to eat up a lot of the ownership. Where Beasley had that big game when D'Lo was out. So you could do it. I think Oladipo's the better play, but he's going to be 10 times more popular than Beasley. So I guess I don't hate that idea. Sabonis, Adebayo, or Towns Wood. I'll go Towns Wood there. Conley or Curry. Definitely Conley. Wait, Conley out. Boucher not starting. All right, hold on. So RHJ starting. Let's see. And Conley's out, you guys said? Yeah, Mike Conley rolled out. Okay, kind of expected that. So obviously you can't play Mike Conley. RHJ starting at the 5-2. So trying to think. It's a really close call now with RHJ and Boucher for me. Really close. Because RHJ is still a good point per minute guy, but I think I like Boucher's upside a little bit more. Now, I think RHJ will get more minutes. So This is a really tough call for me with RHJ Boucher. It's almost a coin flip. I guess RHJ is the safer option just because he's starting. And Toronto has shown they want to play their starters big minutes, right? When Gasol has started, he's played 30-plus minutes. When Ibaka has started, he's played 30-plus minutes. So maybe we get 30 minutes from RHJ. If that's the case, you've got to like him over Boucher. So it's really tough. I think I'm going to stick with Boucher, but I think it's a riskier option now because I'd assume RHJ gets more minutes. So it's a really, really tough call there with picking one of those guys. I guess RHJ is probably the safer option, but I'm going to stick with Boucher and just hope he gets 25 or so minutes. And then, Mike Conley out. So with Mike Conley out, that does change some things for Utah. Obviously, can't play Mike Conley. I think a guy like Jordan Clarkson makes for an interesting GPP play. No one's going to play him, but he'll probably get a little bit more run. And then a guy Donovan Mitchell. His upside will go up with no Conley. So I'm okay getting Donovan Mitchell a little bit more now that Mike Conley's out. Let's see. That's it, though, right? So, like I said, you're going to have to make a really tough call with RHJ over or Boucher. I think RHJ will get more minutes just because that's what we've seen from Toronto and their starting centers. I think RHJ is maybe the safer option, but I'm going to stick with Boucher and just hope he gets some good run. All right. Conley out, yep. Okay, Vucevic or Pascal. I'll go Vucevic again. It's already locked. Clarkson with Conley out. He's a viable punt option for sure. Fading Boucher for Hernan Gomez. Brogdon or Jackson. I'll go Jackson there. Jingles season. I do like Joe Ingles. I do like Joe Ingles a little bit more now for sure. He's at, 4.8. He's viable, but I think there's better value plays. RHJ starting, yep. Iguodala, Conley out. All right. Sorry guys, the chat's moving really fast. I might have missed some stuff. Ingles or Davis, same price. I'm not really super excited about either there. I guess Joe Ingles because Kyle Lowry's back. Aaron Gordon, 3 to 4% owned in cash games. That's fine. Towns is going to murder RHJ. I'm playing Cat right now. Now, Towns has busted in really good spots. We've seen it. If you guys followed me in the preseason, there's a opportunity when he was playing Golden State with no bigs available, and he busted. He's busted. There's games where he will just bust. That happens with Towns for sure. So I get it if you don't want to go there. Ersan or Boucher. Ersan, I think I go Ersan now if he starts, just because I think he gets. I don't know. Like I said, it's a really tough call now. I still think Boucher's going to get a good run, but I think RHJ will play more. Ingles without Conley is nearly always a smash play. Right, but the price point makes it a little bit tricky. Boucher or Jefferson. Again, I think it's RHJ for cash, but I'm sticking with Boucher. Ingles is nice. Now, Fox, Lowry, or Mitchell. I think Lowry still, but it's close. Diallo better play, or I'm deleting DK app. What do you mean? DeAndre Ayton better not play is what you mean, because Diallo's going to play for sure, but whether or not he plays 5 minutes or 35 is dependent on DeAndre Ayton news. Howard or Chris, but I don't think we have to do that. Fox or Donovan now. I still think I like Fox's upside a little bit more. Seems like a tough one today. I appreciate you hanging in there to help us all. Good luck tonight. Yeah, like I said, it is. You're going to have to make some tough calls for sure. The value plays, there's a lot of good values. Boucher, RHJ, Ersan, potentially Cheek Diallo, maybe a Harry Giles if he gets the minutes. Again, Booker or Fox. Kind of hard to answer with DeAndre Ayton stats up in the air. If Ayton gets ruled out, it's Booker for me. Towns better go off. Let's see, sweet, I got Lowry. I think Lowry's a pretty solid play there against Minnesota. All right, I think I'm going to hop out of here, guys. So I appreciate all guys coming to check out the live stream. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, it is important to do so. I'll keep you guys updated as we get this news for the rest of the night. Have to play Toronto big, if not Boucher, playing RHJ or Siakam. I would play one of the value Toronto bigs, whether it be RHJ or Boucher. Siakam maybe gets a little bit around the 5, but I would probably, if I was starting my lineup, I would play either one of Boucher or RHJ. I don't think I fade both those guys. You could play both together too. I don't think a lot of people will do that, but I think there's a chance that both those guys could get 30 plus, both Boucher and RHJ. Giles or Hernan Gomez. I think it's Hernan Gomez for cash just because I think his minutes are a little bit more safe, whereas Giles, the minutes could be 14, it could be 28, but Giles' upside is higher. So It's Hernangomez for cash, Giles for GPPs, Rubio, Brunson, or Murray. DeJounte Murray? No, I wouldn't play DeJounte Murray. I think I'll go Rubio there. New GPP line, Bledsoe, Booker, Middleton, RHJ, Ersan, Clarkson, Siakam, Porzingis. I like that a lot. Best guard under 6K now with Conley out. It's probably Rubio for me. This will be the last one I answer, then I'm going to get out of here. Let's see. 6K, guard, no, don't want that. It would be Dragic if Jimmy Butler's out. It would be Goran Dragic if Jimmy Butler's out. If not, I would go Rubio there. And those are two of the late games, so you could pivot off Dragic if another takedown DK. I think so. Hope so, man. Let's do it. Duncan Robinson in play, wouldn't do it today. There's too many good value plays. Jay Crowder, Andre Iguodala playing limits his minutes. All right, I'm gonna hop out of here, guys. Thanks again. I really do appreciate it. I will see you guys all tomorrow.